Hi, welcome to Module 6 of American Government. This week we are going to start looking at the structures of our system. So we're going to start looking at the President's office. So we'll be looking at the executive office, executive branch of our government. So I'll just work through the week and then we'll see what we need to do. First, we're going to start responding to the Module 5 discussions on social movements. I've read most of your posts already, and it looks like you have an idea of social movements you might be interested in. There's always one or two students who are a little confused by this and have a hard time thinking of something, but as long as you have something that you came up with, that's fine. But I do understand that this might be something you never thought of before. And then we're going to start responding to the Jack Abramoff discussion. I hope you found his video interesting. It's amazing how much influence these lobbies have on our system. So I do want you to have a discussion on that. Again, make sure you log on at least 3 different days and do your at least one post each day. And again, if you do extra posts, you can expect to maybe see some, extra point on your grade. So I do hope you do get engaged in this. My top students generally have a lot more than just 3 posts. They usually have, more than 6 posts. They usually have, 12 to 15 a week. And that's consistent every semester. Then I want you to look at the Presidential Job Approval Center. That's through Gallup. It's a really interesting site to look at, and it comes in handy when you're having discussions about the president. And then we're going to finish up the Constitution USA videos. So we're going to look at the 4th video, Built to Last. And again, I hope you're enjoying that series. It's generally something that's very well liked in this class. You're going to read Chapter 6 of the textbook and complete the Chapter 6 quiz. And this week, again, you're going to do an initial post. One is a discussion on steering government. So it's looking at what Obama said about how difficult it is to sometimes have influence on how government changes and moves direction. So you're going to have a discussion on that. And then a final discussion on Constitution USA. Again, just do your initial post. I'm really happy this week. I haven't had anybody start responding early, so I'm really thankful you guys paid attention and didn't start responding early. And lastly, I want you to get started on your letter to the editor assignment if you haven't done so. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email about this and I'll clear them up. So as we work through the week, it shouldn't be very difficult to get through. So first, you have Module 5 discussion. Remember to log on at least 3 different days and do your post. And then here we're going to look at the Presidential Job Approval Center. And what you're going to look at is the Gallup organization. So it's how we look at the approval rate of the president. And I have the links here, but also you can just scroll to the bottom. The first one you're going to want to look at will be the Gallup homepage, and it will just give you some basic information. I do apologize, my computer works very slow when I'm using screencast for some reason. But you're going to use this first tab to answer the first couple questions. Then the second group of the more we get through the assignment, there's more questions that actually get to the presidential rating. And this is really interesting to look at. So you can either copy this or go down here and we'll bring you to the Presidential Job Approval Center. And this will have everything broken down for you. It looks at the approval rankings of all the presidents through time. So it's fascinating to look at. You can see how trends work their way out for different presidents. You can see how they began office and left office. You can single this down to any president, look at Bill Clinton. You could see how their rating went through their different weeks in their career. And as you're answering this, you can break down these questions more. So you can look at how Democrats may have viewed Clinton, Republicans may have viewed him, independents. And then what we're going to be looking at is, for some of the questions, is Donald Trump. So you're going to look at how he is viewed by people under different demographics. So I think I'm going to ask you to look at level of education and the different races of how people, how different races view him. You know, this is something that's not a small issue in America, is race. And so if you take more of my classes, I do teach a class in race and ethnic relations, but I do want you to look at that for this question. So you're going to actually look at partisanship, how the view varies as a function of race, and whether or not the respondent's a graduate of college. So what you're going to do is you're going to answer all these questions using the charts on there, so it shouldn't be too hard to navigate around. But it's a fun tool because people will generally tell you, you know, the president's really popular or not popular, and you'll actually have data to go and check this on. You're going to do a one-page summary on the Constitution USA video, and of course the quiz. And here's our discussion for this week. 2 simple questions. So we're going to look at the changing the direction of government, and again, a main takeaway from the Constitution USA video. And like I said, I really hope you're enjoying those videos. I watch them every semester, and I learn something new every time I watch them. And lastly, you want to make sure you have your letter to the editor done. That's not due till October 8th, but it's not a very long assignment, and I do encourage you to get it done early. It will give you some peace of mind. And like I said, if you get this published, I will give you extra credit points. This is a fun assignment, and I usually have, you know, between 10 and 20% of my class get these published. Hopefully this semester we could beat that and have, I have you and I have another class that's face-to-face in Rapid City, so hopefully we can get a larger percentage of you guys publishing your letter. But again, if it's published, your name's going to be on it, and you want to make something that you'll want to get behind. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me as usual. Emailing me on D2L is always best, and you know, I can either get back to you with a discussion through email, or we can have a telephone conference. But I'm really proud of how you guys are doing this semester. I know it was off to a rough start for some of you because of the odd way I do my discussions, but like I said, this gives you an actual opportunity to build a sense of community and communicate with each other throughout the semester. As you get the hang of it, I'm sure you're finding it a lot easier than you have to do in other classes. So if you have any questions, make sure you get back to me, and have a great week.